Hi everyone and welcome to this new video. We are starting with the series of learning JavaScript, and if you are a beginner, the first video is definitely for you. We are here finding out that which editor we should use for studying JavaScript. So you are here with p5.js web editor, which is an online editor which you can very easily go on Google and search for it, and the very first link that you will get will land you to this platform. Now there are a lot of JavaScript based platforms which are available, but we are using this one because number one, it is online available. Number two, it is quite handy and simple to use. So here we are. Now first, let's understand the window first, that how are we going to work on it. So on the extreme left side, you see that some line of codes are already written, and this file name is sketch.js, which means because we are working on JavaScript, so the extension says .js and sketch is the main file here. In this editor, whichever kind of files you include or you add, you can see it here. Because this is a web-based editor, therefore it needs some basic HTML programming as well as some styling. So this HTML file and CSS file is for that purpose, so that we can see the look of this web editor. Now coming to the right side of this website, you can see there is a preview window. This is also known as the canvas or the output window, because we can see the output over here. Whatever line of code we are going to write on the left side, we can see its output on the right side. Talking about the bottom left corner is console. If you want any text message to be visible or the list of errors which you might have in your code, all those kinds can be displayed on this console area, which gives you that. You have a clear button as well, that if you have a lot of messages over there, you have read, rectified, and you want to clear the area because it is very short area here, you can go with that. Now, because this is an online based editor, it is important to understand that if I want my work to be saved, the best practice is that either I should make an account on this web editor or I should go with Google. So for that purpose, on the top right corner, you can see that I can log out first from this area so that I can show you. Login and sign up, two options are there. For example, you want to log in. So either you have your username and password, which is related with this website that you can use, or if you have the GitHub account to publish your projects publicly, then you can go over there, or I prefer login with Google. So you will have your set of Gmail IDs. You can use any one of that and you are ready to go. So this is quite handy, plus it helps you to save your project. So yes, we can use that option. Now, every time do any sort of programming, it's important to figure out how I'm going to search my files. So naming a file is equally important. So here I can click on this pencil button, and whichever kind of name I want to give for my file, I can do that. Whether it is text or numeric, any type of file name I can have. So because this is my first program in JavaScript, therefore I can write it program 1. Talking about the top left buttons, this is the play button. Once you have written all the code, you want to see the output, you can hit this button and you can see certain output on the right side. However, at some point of time, you want this screen to go off or you want to clear the preview screen, then you can just hit the stop button and you can see the preview window all clean. So these are some basic kind of components of this window that you should be knowing. However, there are some other settings also that you can go for if you want a detailed summary on that. All the file-based operations are here in the file tab. Kind of edit option, especially if you want to find and replace anything in the code, then we use this option. If I want to add some more files or folder over this section of files, I can do that. This is the help section if we want it. And the best part about this editor is that even if you are comfortable with different type of languages, we have a lot of options here. So that way also we can work. Now, a new implementation in this web editor is that it can show you that what different kind of versions are there of p5.js. So you can just see all of that. And we can also look for what kind of libraries are there with the help of which you are running this web editor, or the different kind of instructions which are related that we are going to use in it are there. There are some general settings as well which automatically make sure that if you are not comfortable with the font size here, you can increase or decrease. You can change the theme if you want. At some point of time, if you want that there should be autosave option, so it is by default on. But if you want to off it, you want to do it manual with Control S, then you can go with that. Auto close brackets and quotes if you don't want, then you can go with that. And this is an amazing feature because you are a learner or a beginner, then at that point of time I will not suggest you to go with auto complete hinter, but hinter is a good option which is usually present in Visual Studio Code also by default, which gives you the idea of the instruction that you are writing. So you have the option here that you can do. And word wrap is definitely by default present so that you can just wrap the word. So this is some basic introduction about this platform. Now let's get started with what this basic default functions mean and how they are going to change the output. So you can see that there is a format here in JavaScript, because whenever we are learning any language, it is very important not only to understand the platform well, but also what is the way of writing things. Like for example, if I want to define a function, what can be the name of the function? What are the user defined function and what are the library functions? So these two are the library functions here, which are already defined in the library of p5.js. So function is the keyword. Of course, it is telling the web editor that we are creating a function, followed up with the function name, which is set up. Then to signify function in JavaScript, we take care of the round brackets followed by the function name. So this is the format that we need to understand. And because a function can have more than one instruction in it, therefore we have a set of curly bracket. Now we need to ensure that the set of curly bracket ensures the beginning and ending of the function. So we need to be very careful while writing the code that they should not be missed. Coming to the first instruction inside setup. Now, as the name signifies, function setup is something which initializes everything that you write inside that function. It only runs one so that you can set up everything at the beginning. So if I am writing create canvas 400, it is creating on the right side an output canvas or an output screen which has the width 400 pixels and 400 pixels height. So the first 400 is width, second is height, and they are fixed parameters of this function. Create canvas, because these are two words. Every time whatever we are writing in JavaScript has to be in this format. The first word should be starting with the small letter and the second word should be starting with the capital letter. Now let's come to the next function. Again, function, keyword, followed by the name of the function, that is draw. So whatever you want to see on the output screen, that we make inside it. The beauty of this function is that it continuously run one by one instruction which we want to see in the output screen like forever until stopped. And here the background instruction is ensuring that I do want a background color. Now 220 shows, as we know that in computers we have RGB color arrangement. So according to that, 220 is the grayscale color. So whenever I'm going to hit the play button, you can see a 400 square based output screen here with the grayscale color. Though if we are very sure about the color code, we can choose any other number as well. So that's all for the first video as the introduction of JavaScript platform. I hope you would be quite clear with how this web editor works. in the simplest form. Please stay tuned for more videos and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.